We always been told to enter 9:30. There's like 1,000 videos on YouTube saying enter like 9:30 strategy every day. Enter here 9:30. This 1 minute candle, 9:30 candle. Um, this happen every day at 9:30. This 9:30 like profitable strategy. Like everything is about 9:30. Like there's a lot of videos about 9:30, right? So I'm here to say that you don't have to enter at 9:30. No. Just look at this here. Look how this gap down here. Let's pay attention to this gap down here. So sellers are gonna automatically try to sell here afterwards, but market progress up afterwards, right? Same here. This gap down here, people try to sell here, and the market is looking like it's gonna progress upwards once more. That's the first time I'm seeing the market does something like that. So that's why I said the market is changing. So let's just see what it does moving forward in the week. And the reason why I said people are gonna try to sell here is because people already tried to sold here, right? So the market opened instantly and it gapped down. The market dropped from this point to this point, right? So the market dropped like 100 points, yeah. And then people try to sold, bring down the market once more, met a level of buyers. Then all these sellers here got stopped out by this. So that's the first liquidity chop right there, right? And then people are gonna automatically try to sell again, which right here, and then market is just wicking up people, so it's stopping people out. And the reason why I'm saying this is because it did the same thing last week down here. Market drop, people try to sell, then market just progress up afterwards. But I'm not entering any of that because my last high is right here. So the way I look at it, if this continues to progress up, if this continues to progress up, I would enter at that gray zone here. I would enter right somewhere here at that gray zone, right? But if that happens, the market is changing, definitely for sure. However, that's my last high, and this black line is my last low. So this move down here would be a lower low or a manipulation. It's either it's a lower low or a manipulation, liquidity chop, like people call it a lot of stuff. Just to grab your money, collect your money. The market make a drastic move in one direction and people instantly enter thinking it's going in that direction, but no, it's actually progressing up the other direction. So that's why I kept this here. So the way I look at it is this is my first high, then price broke out, create a higher high. This was my last low, right? So bam, bam, bam. That's my 3 focus point right there. And then I would enter here for a long, stop loss there, and the TP would be all the way to the next level of sellers up here, right? That's if that plays out. Um, but if not, then this would be a high, and then in this region here, which is my no trade zone, some lower high would form, right? And then back under this level, I would sold here. I would sell here because it doesn't happen as yet. If it does happen, and the reason why I would sell under here is because there is no structure going up more than this one little thing here. And the 5 minute, yeah, it will look. Let me just show you the five. So this is the 5 minute. This is the only structure going up. So this is a higher low going up, right? And if I want to sell, I want to see price breaking a low under the low. So this is my focus point here. If price break a low under the low, then I would sell here to maybe this level. Stop loss somewhere up there, anywhere up there. I would sell to this level of sellers, this level of buyers here, or then this level of buyers here. So I would sell to that level. And I'm not gonna use TP, so wherever the market turns, that's where it's gonna turn. So that's that for that. And it looks just the same like this. Just the same. So let's see, who knows? Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? But that's what the physical chart is saying. That's that's how it looks. And yeah, the next thing. So we always been told to enter 9:30. There's like 1,000 videos on YouTube saying enter like 9:30 strategy every day. Enter here 9:30. This 1 minute candle, 9:30 candle. Um, this happen every day at 9:30. This 9:30 like profitable strategy. Like everything is about 9:30. Like there's a lot of videos about 9:30, right? So I'm here to say that you don't have to enter at 9:30. No, all you gotta do is enter when you get when the trend tell you to enter, not when a candle or not when the clock strike 9:30. And I understand why people say enter 9:30 is because the stock market is open and the big moves are happening, like big money moves are happening. So that's where they jump on it, and really and truly they're just catching out of that big money move. They're only catching um a little amount of points, like maybe a 20 points, 40 points, 50 points, right? And I'm just here to show you this trade here that I didn't enter 9:30. Actually enter in the night. That's Asia session, right? And it's the same thing I've been preaching. Um, Let me just show you why I enter here. Come off this. So on the 4 hour or even the daily, the 4 hour looks clean, but this little gray zone here is just a point that I was looking at, a focus point. Focus on this here. So price, the last high or the last sellers price broke out from is here, right? That's the last point. So I'm like, okay, I drew this line from last week, and then price gap down, just like how it gapped down on gold. It gapped down yesterday, right, which is Sunday. And I was like, okay, that's good. But this line was here because that was my previous high. Also, I know that sometimes the market would come here and then try to progress up. But ideally, I'm not gonna enter unless it's back above that black line, breaking a high above the high. So that was the last high there, and I was like, okay. I saw this market try to push down, and this here I was focusing on this. So market push down and create a lower high here, and then push down, create a lower high, and then fail to progress down anymore. So this is on the 15-minute chart also. Fail to progress down anymore, and then this is a higher low, right? I was like, okay, so to prove that this is bullish, I'm like, I want to see the market break a high, because in an uptrend, if you want to buy, if you're going to buy, you want to see price break a high. In an uptrend, price break highs. In a downtrend, price break lows. So I waited on price to break this high, to break this gray zone here, Then this 5 minute candle, not 5 minute, this 15 minute candle close above that high. So that's why you see I enter here on this one at I don't read army time. I think that's like around 9 something, 9:45. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. I enter around 9:45 p.m. That is a session. And now over the night price progress, and then 9:30 where everyone would enter, they would enter here and like a 1 minute candle, and this candle here, let me go on the 1 minute to show you guys that this is where a lot of people would enter. Somewhere here, like here on this candle here. I'm not saying they would make profit, but I'm just saying if you're gonna collect just a little point, why not just collect the whole trend, right? You're gonna enter here and then instantly market start to consolidate like under 1 minute. This is a lot of candles, a lot, right? So that's why confusion happen. And then people maybe will try to sold here again. So that price is not going up, try to sold. And then eventually price stop them out once this week happen here. And then they would say this is consolidation once more. But really and truly, there's just not any volume in the market right now. It's now 2:30 p.m. right? So that's that for that. Um, let's see. This is 2 micros by the way, and TP is all the way up here. TP is at 1,500 points, right? On US 30, and the reason why that is because higher high, higher low. The next higher high are the next level of sellers because price come and stop here. Price stop here at this level of sellers here in this region, strong level of sellers, and the next level of sellers would be above that, right? So according to the trend, this is a higher high, higher low because it already confirmed here where I entered, and then now the higher high would be here. So I don't know if it's gonna happen tomorrow when there's more volume, overnight, throughout the week, but eventually that's where the market wants to go, because in reality all stocks wants to buy, everything wants to go up, and yeah, just speaking in economics here, everything wants to go up. So this is the last level of sellers, so that's where I think it's gonna go. And I actually entered this one here, the previous move before that, which is this. Let me just show you guys this. So let's just put this down here for a moment. So this was my high, right? Then price broke out, create a higher high, create a higher high here, and then come down. I'm like, okay, okay, all right. Then I zoom down to the 15, zoom down to the 15, and I enter here. I enter instantly here, so I enter somewhere here because price broke this high, this lower high. Price broke a high above the focus point, right? So if price broke a high above the focus point, that's where I want to enter, and I entered there. Stop loss was like below. I enter here or here, somewhere in this region. I enter. Stop loss was below this level, and then the next day price. So this actually was like, no, yeah, I entered here because I waited on the market to close, then reopen. I entered here around 6. Yeah, I entered like 6 p.m. somewhere here. Stop loss was here. That's correct. And then the next day, price came down, respect that level, and then go up the next day, and then market close in this little region here. But what I didn't do, because once more I'm trading on a prop firm, and these prop firm automatically close your trade at 5 p.m., then reopen 6. So you would have to manually enter, which I didn't re-enter, right? I did close in profit, but I didn't re-enter. If I had re-enter, which is the same trade, higher high, higher low, I would catch this same move here upwards, right? So I'm predicting the same thing here. So that's why. And so yeah, it's the same trade. And it looks like the same here. And then down here, it's the same thing once more, right? Price broke out from this level. This is the last high that price broke because market came here and stopped. That's the last high price broke from. Then it came down, create a higher high, and then to confirm that this is the higher low, I don't want to see price break a high because in an uptrend, price break highs when it wants to go up. So instantly when that break, I didn't enter this one, I didn't catch this one here, right? Your stop loss would be there, and then the higher high would be here, or if you hold, you'd see this higher high again and you hold for next day. So you'd enter here Monday and you wouldn't close until Friday, and then you'd catch everything, almost 2,000 points, right? But because prop firm, you gotta close, re-enter. But yeah, no excuse. But yeah, that's just a move here. So that's a part of this whole move, but it initially started from here, right? So yeah, so that's that. That's that. So catch you in the next one.